Everybody, you're welcome to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, brought to you as usual by MTN. It's good to be back. I had to take a 1 week vacation in the new forest of my new abode, and it's good to be back. Today, the APC have their primaries for the local government elections. Now, let me quickly make one observation that is very important. I'm sure you will realize that usually when I want to talk about matters concerning the APC, I always end up having Honorable Fuad Oki here. And there are two reasons for it. One is that I think that politically he knows his onions. But second is that he's the only one in the APC that is willing to talk to me. I've made attempts to talk to the chairman. I've made one or two attempts in the past to talk to the party PRO or whatever, his publicity secretary, and I've always hit a brick wall. And so, given my limitations, Honorable Fuadogi is here again today. And the reason he's here is because there seems to be some disquiet about the primaries that are going to take place today. And if there's any member of the executive of the APC who wants to say something contrary on Tuesday, as a rebuttal of whatever he has said, they're free to contact me in doing so. So, once again, I thank you very much, Honorable Fuadoki, for always honoring my invitation.
Now, good morning.
Morning. Okay, we have to rush through this because we have just 1 hour and the issues are many. The primaries are taking place today. What are the issues that are coming up that seem to be unsettling?
Well, I really don't think there are unsettling issues.
Okay.
Rather, I think that there has been the issue of lack of transparency.
Now, that's an unsettling issue.
No, it's not unsettling because by our standard in this part of the world, we will always want to ensure that there is commotion in our process. So I don't call it unsettling because it's a decimal that records. It's not going to stop today. It will continue to be until when Nigerians stand up to say, hey, you guys politicians, enough is enough.
Do you think that time will ever come?
It will. But I'm not just sure if it will come during our lifetime.
Because you see, when you say that the time will come when people will say politicians, enough is enough, you are talking about looking at the alternative form of government.
No.
Not necessarily.
No, not at all.
Yes.
Not at all. Listen, a country or community of people that refuse to want to lay their lives for the betterment of their community will continue to groan in what we are groaning in. That's all.
So let's get down to brass tacks now. What exactly is the main issue? I know Prince Olusi, a member of the GAC, did complain during the week that quite a number of people, top party echelon, were putting forward their kids, and he found that unsettling, even though I think his kid also has a position in one of the local governments. That's the irony. But he found that unsettling, and I wonder, is it that prominent? I even found my Abro's name listed as his son.
No.
His son was contesting one fashola there.
No.
It's not related to him.
The young man is related to him, but the young man, I'm sure, has never met Mr. Abatunde Fashola.
Okay, so that takes him out of the equation. But is it true that you do find? We know that it is being said that Obasatu presented his son. His son, within his own rights, also has the right to contest. But some people are complaining that something underhanded is going on.
Okay, well, don't let us sweep under the carpet the issue of parents trying or wanting to either encourage or impose their words on others. It is quite unfortunate for me because the old man in question is not just my uncle, but Babamino.
Yes.
It is unfortunate because when you are coming to equity,
you should come with clean hands.
With clean hands. And in this case, it is not so. However, the point I think he was trying to make is that there is time for us to begin to look more into merits
and the people's decision.
Yes, than wanting to impose on the issue of Right Honorable Muda Obasa. Its son has every right.
Right. Yes.
So wanting to impose his son or this, I'm not bothered. I am convinced about one thing.
Yeah.
That even Kunifo was still loyal. So he tried it and the people said no, and they backtracked. So we should.
He has backtracked.
Yeah, so we shouldn't make a huge cry over that.
So what are the issues that you have to contend with today?
Oh, a few days ago I wrote a letter out to the party, pleading with them to listen to the voice of reason. Unfortunately, I do not see that, and sounding as usual like a broken record. I am doing this because the next round of election is on my mind. The next round of election, it's barely 18 months from now. And after July 12th local government election in Lagos State, clearly we will start to see. You recall what I said here last about the categorization. Yes. So the era of pretenders or wannabes will end July 13th. From July 14th, we will begin to see those who want to contest
for the bigger prize.
Yes, because whoever that is serious in wanting to contest, any election, will begin to look at the numbers he has
in the local government.
Yes, is it adding up in XYZ number of constituencies, either state, federal, governorship or presidential, contest? How many foot soldiers do I have? Because the election of July 12 is actually going to produce full soldiers or field captains and supervisors. So you begin to count the numbers. Is it adding up? Is it not adding up? Before you move from the stage of pretension to the stage of wanting to contest.
So what is happening today?
Today, we have the party primary.
I know.
Of our almighty, all progressive Congress, local government, LCGA primaries. And what the party has done, in my opinion, is to say, okay, come out, come and exercise your plebiscite. But in exercising your plebiscite, the question is, are we truly allowing members to choose what they want?
What system is being used?
Well, we moved the goalposts in the middle of the contest from direct primaries to indirect primaries.
What does that mean?
Okay. Clearly, we've moved away from requesting or asking the general membership of our party to choose what they want into a quasi system of saying, okay, let's have some delegates. Because it may be rowdy by the numbers, and therefore let's have some delegates. Unfortunately, the delegates that have been agreed or foisted, to be electors today are people already that have been elected about 4 years ago as local government or ward executive officers.
They are the delegates now.
They are the delegates today.
Well, what about the new ones that joined the party 4 years ago?
Unfortunately,
they don't have a say. No, I mean, our listeners are English, so you need to explain what that means.
Unfortunately, my brother is not here who will help me, but you are also a linguist.
But please help me with this thing so we can...
I don't know what Ikun is in English.
Okay, all right, we'll leave that because it's a very serious matter. It concerns so many people. Lagos is highly cosmopolitan. A lot of our listeners don't understand Yoruba, and my Yoruba too is not as, of course.
Okay, let me try again. It is basically that whoever that wish or wishes to want to stand for election in the local government ought to have done his homework.
Yes.
Do I have the followership, the membership? If
Yes.
it had been direct, are they on the party register? Forget about the fact that we do not have a membership register that is empiric.
Wow. When was the register last updated?
I think it was originally 2014. There was a review 2017, another review 2021, which has become, and it's not just Lagos, it's nationally.
Yes.
Asterisk with so many questions. And the last 8 months we've been on the issue of, okay, we need to do another membership registration, or let us revitalize what we have.
Well, what is the fear about getting things done properly?
Because those that are saddled with the responsibilities are not ready to allow true and proper franchise.
When the GSC member complained about so many, well, more than a fair share of members trying to make way for their children and so on and so forth, do you think he's talking from a frustrated standpoint?
Absolutely right.
Now, is this a pointer to how he will stand his ground when it's time for governorship? If the president, for example, should say his son wants to run.
Unfortunately, with his mien last Wednesday,
yes,
I am worried. I am getting to a point where Aladroami first saw Agonu to read but
we have to keep saying these things in English.
But
please.
it's the only way I can express myself.
Honorable, this is a serious matter.
I wish I can express myself better. Egbomi, listen.
We have the bulk. We have loads and loads of listeners who don't understand you.
What if I can listen? I feel better explaining myself in my lingua franca, and you need to understand, and listeners
you also need to understand. You also need to understand. I have a program to run. I have an audience that mainly English.
So if
it concerns them.
If I have something that I can express,
this is an English program, and
what do I do?
Well, I know what to do.
Okay, go ahead and
not now. But let's try and be fair, and because this thing is a very serious matter.
I am very serious.
No, I did not say you are not serious, but it's a serious matter, and I want as many people to understand the issues that we raise fully. If it was more of a more general matter, I might overlook it. But look, this thing is happening today.
To explain.
All right, so you said it's a pointer that his mien. You are worried about his mien.
Absolutely, I am worried.
What worries you about his mien?
Okay, you look at his media engagement. I want to run away from saying press interview. It's media engagement.
Yes.
Because the way it was reported by the Punch newspaper was they had discussions with him.
Okay.
All right. And he bared out his mind based on what he perceived to be abnormal. And on Wednesday, he spoke to the generality of our members through a representative, model wherein he said, well, we have resolved to encourage consensus at the middle of a contest.
I see.
And that all of us must accept whichever way the outcome of Saturday.
If you have a consensus, I have an election.
Absolutely, number one. Number two, why have you not insist or encourage leadership of the party at the state to wit, let us first, coalesce all our thoughts and then bring out consensus before even opening the portal.
Honorable Oki, what is the fear of party leaders in all this?
Because they really lack followership. Because they are also foisted one way or another on the membership.
Do you think this would help them in 2027
That's
if they go along this path?
That's my fear, that's my cry. And I said something about 2 months ago in another letter that I wrote, wanting to plead for caution that our party lost election in 2023 in our home yard, in our home state, in what we call...
Are you talking of gubernatorial or presidential?
No, the presidential election, general election in 2023, we lost. We lost by about 3,000 votes. And my fear is this. You see, if you can lose one, you can lose 100 times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we refuse to sit down and do a review or an analysis of what went wrong. And what we are trying to do now exactly is what got us to where,
But
we found
isn't
ourselves.
that fear of that loss being attended to by the sweep of people? Even the PDP candidate in that last election, Jandor, is now in your party.
Look, I know so much about contestation. I've been involved in several ones. I am only concerned about my activity. I am concerned about my results. I'm concerned about, doing a review of my results, what got me to where I found myself, what lessons were learned, what preparations I need to do so I don't go through the same mistake. I'm not bothered about 1,000 people came from other parties because you look at their performances. When you aggregate their performances, with your score, then you begin to either beat your chest to say I did well, and if I add this to this, all things being equal, this is what I will find myself in doing. But when it did not add up, then there's problem, and that's my thing. You recall the last time I said 2027 was a very long way.
You said so.
You remember?
But we are close to it now.
Yes, and I said then that I will not begin to discuss 2027 until after the local government election. Now, we are in the 2027 season.
It looks as if that the general belief is that it's a given APC will sweep the local government polls anyway.
Yeah, you see, for those that do not understand the engineering aspect of elections, will think, okay, we will win, Shebi Kacha to win. But when you understand it and you look at the constituencies, in this case, the geopolitical zones, 6, you look at your performances during the last outing, you look at the current electoral mood in those constituencies, and you begin to do the arithmetic. So for me, it goes beyond just winning Lagos State. It's about the numbers. By 2027 election, voters register in Lagos will hit about 8.5, 8.6 million. So when you just suppose that with my result at the last election, then it calls for worry.
There are a lot of literature flying around recently, let me say in the past 2 weeks, trying to create tribal divides again. Same thing that happened 4 years ago. Is that going to help anybody this time?
No, it's because they are not learning. It's because they did not look at what literally meaning that when you fall, when a child falls, all he will do is just get up and keep going. When an adult fell down, he will look back to see exactly what tripped him. And that's my business, that's my concern. I need to look at the demography, not in terms of ethnicity, but more in terms of the voting population. Almost 68% of Lagos voters are 18 to 37 years. A few of them, 40, maybe 42. That gives me a lot of concern.
Okay. We're going to take a short break in just about 1 minute. When we come back, the lines are going to open 0201277093. The line for the female 0201465790. I have Honorable Fuadoki here, who I will title the only APC man who is ready to talk to me. I've made attempts to talk to other people, but he will always oblige me. I feel so honored that is happening. So also you have the WhatsApp number 0809597585. Honorable, okay, I hope you will appeal to your party members when we invite them. They should feel free. We don't roast you, do we?
I'm just an ordinary or a nominal member.
A nominal member of the APC. Okay, we'll take a short break and then we'll be right back.
Talk, news, and sports after this. For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Tim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Yesterday, I saw an advert for Nelfund, Nigerian Education Loan Fund. And I said, I beg ye, for this Niger, get out of here, man. Then my neighbor told me he applied for Nelfund. And I laughed so hard and said, my guy, this your mumu not too much. Today, my sister told me her next session school fees have been paid for by Nelfund. And she even got upkeep alawi. Hey, sure I will not borrow myself sense like this and apply for this Nelfund.
Don't be left behind. Join thousands of students experiencing the transforming power of hope and financial support provided by Nelfund. To apply, log on to www.nelf.gov.ng. Fill out your application form. Once verified, your tuition will be paid to your school and your allowance to you. Nelfund. We paid. You study. You conquer. Nelfund is an initiative of His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited, licensed by the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission.
One of the biggest football fan festivals in Nigeria is back. It's Go Fest 2025. Come turn up the energy. Go Fest 2025 will also feature exhilarating games, food, and comedy. Come watch the UEFA Champions League finals on a super huge screen. Go Fest 2025 will take place on the 31st of May 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Federal Palace Hotel, Ahmadu Bello Way, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time 12 noon. Limited tickets available. Get your free tickets now at www.gofestnigeria.com. Go Fest 2025 is powered by Fenny and the Gang and Football Republic, sponsored by Squadron, proudly refreshed by Pepsi.
Hey Lagos, I've got something fun for kids, parents, guardians, uncles, aunties, whoever you are. This is for you. The Kids FM Festival 2.0 is back. Get your families ready and let's have some fun with games, music, and so much more. If you missed the first one, don't miss the second edition of the Kids FM Festival, happening June 1st, 2025 at the Balmoral Convention Center, Lagos. Time 12 p.m. sharp. Don't miss the fun. Don't miss the vibes. Bring your friends, brothers, sisters, moms, dads, aunts, and uncles, and let's turn up. It's the Kids FM Festival. Let's make memories that sparkle. Register now at www.kidsfm.ng. One more time, register at www.kidsfm.ng. Let the countdown begin. Sunday, June 1st at Balmoral Convention Center, 12 p.m. prompt. Kids FM Festival 2.0. Family fun. So come, let's play.
.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
And now, we are back on the Discourse with Jimi Disu.
You're welcome back to the Discourse with Jimi Disu, and I still have Honorable Fuad Oki, who has the title of the only APC Top Gun who has agreed to talk to me. I don't know why, which is so sad, because I must acknowledge that some people might say no, but I must acknowledge there's been an improvement in governance in Lagos. I've given APC that credit for stepping up governance. It might not be perfect, but I've seen with my eyes certain things being done that I would say are pleasing to the eyes. So for me, the unfortunate part, though, is there doesn't seem to be any opposition. That bothers me. Now, that is at the political level. We don't know which way elections might go, which is a different thing entirely. Yeah. We don't know which way you can have, you can improve, you can do this, you can do that, but given the situation in the country, which is some of us believe could have been avoided, in spite of giving us the history of how some from one to the other, including your own party member, has destroyed the economy up to the point. But our lives haven't gotten any better. And we are 2 years now into governance. So we don't know which way the elections will go. But it looks as if, for now, everything seems to be decided. Your major opponent, their candidate has crossed over. I don't know what that means for the PDP in Lagos, for example. I won't ask you the question, because if I ask you the question with glee, you tear them to pieces, and you have to means to do so. But 2027 is a long time from now, and I'm going to ask you what I said the other time. It is within his rights to contest, but it would be interesting to know if you think the president's son is also going to contest. I'm asking this because, of course, now we're beginning to have a feel of who might want to get into the race, and rightly so. This is about the right time, at least for those of us who are not party members, to begin to get a feel. If you think the president's son is going to run, which I said is within his rights, how do you think the party might receive this, given what Chief Prince Olusi said about, members influencing their sons to run for local government? If it's going to be against that, even though I think his own son had been a beneficiary at some point, what do you think the reaction would be if the president's son also runs in Lagos?
Emami, thank you. Let me start by appreciating you coming out very clearly as a foremost social critic.
Yes.
That our government, particularly in Lagos State, it's doing well.
Yeah, I mean, truth be told, yes.
Yeah, and it goes to show that the Sanwo-Olu's theme plus agenda is indeed rising, and it can get better.
Well, I don't know about the theme plus agenda.
Yeah, but
from my own personal experience,
and that's what
there's been an improvement.
That's what I'm saying, and it will continue, to show positivity in terms of delivery.
That's a political statement.
No, because
the marketing department will send you a bill.
No, but what I'm trying to say is this: that if we all acknowledge that we can see tangible, deliveries, it means that
I mentioned it about 4 months ago.
Let's encourage the administration. You remember we talked about it here the last time I came. And again, we all need to further challenge the administration, because the reward for good work is small work. We're beginning to see some tangible, effects.
It doesn't mean somebody can't do it better.
That's what I'm doing. But let us get that clear too. Admonish and challenge the administration to ensure.
So to the main issue that I asked you,
the last 2 years, before it said, said that they should do more. The issue of water.
Yes. No, let's go straight because of time. Let's go straight
to the question. And I'll be very blunt.
Yes.
It is good and it is easy for people to say, "Oh, there's no fleck in my eyes," but I can see one in yours, and I want to help you to remove the fleck. Today, I want to see, especially people that are saying, yes, it is his right, but then there is also the moral angle. If the father is running in 2027, morally do we think because it is his right, yes, as citizen is qualified to also do so? I want to wait and see. 2027 is around the corner. I do not know if the young man will be running from Lagos, and I'm saying this very publicly because I'm yet to see the ward or constituency that he is operating from in Lagos.
Is he a party member, though?
That's part of the things I'm saying. Now, what I suspect, exactly with the shenanigans going on, is that they are all trying to model up the stream in order to build constituency.
Who are they now?
Those that are involved in the shenanigans that we are going through today. I don't know.
Is there a
them.
linkage? Is there a kind of linkage?
I strongly believe so. But I am waiting, and so many other party members are waiting. Lagosians are waiting. So, Edmond, let's wait until the end of January 2026. We will see. So, we are in May. So, another 6-7 months will tell us exactly the outlook.
Paint two scenarios of what could happen.
Well, the first thing that could happen is, for people who have muscles to say, to hell with all of you, we are going to foist this person and nothing will happen. The second scenario is the 1954-59 scenario of Demo Moa. That is, you want to push us, okay, fine. Do whatever you want, but just give us an opportunity to exercise our franchise. And they will speak with their votes.
Let me even ask you, these recent defections that are happening in large numbers, does that portend victory for the party in 20? Is that a guarantee?
Well, for me as a professional,
yes,
I will be wary. I'll be wary. Yes, I'll be wary. I'll be wary because the people that are coming are not coming to strengthen my position. They are not coming to add any value. Because at the last election, you look at, this cause. If all of them together, all of them put together, they were roundly beaten. And they are now coming, chiki, that wanting to join with me. What value are they coming to add? They are not coming to add any value. Rather, they are coming to create chaos.
Honorable Anuk, what's his name? Jesu Tega. I know. He said that the certain group within the APC, and they're going to make sure that the president doesn't get the ticket. Do you think there's any anti-Tinubu strong opposition within the APC?
No.
That can unsettle him?
No. As of today?
As of today, yes.
No.
Do you trust some of these people that are decamping, though?
Well, from my experience, no. And I just told you, what value are they bringing on board? Number one. Number two, are they genuinely, coming to join with us in the APC?
Or victims of circumstance?
Yes, or they are trying to look, trying to look for a place to keep their head from all sorts of things that may be thrown at them.
Let me ask you a funny question.
Go ahead.
So far, have you seen anybody in the horizon within your party that we know for sure could come out for 2027? Tell us, just me and you.
Yeah, as a federalist, and I'm looking you straight in the eyes, as a federalist.
My eyes are closed.
No, any incumbent must be given a first choice of refusal.
But the man has spent
so
his 2 terms.
So maybe that is why some people are still locking.
But there's no incumbent because someone who has just his second term.
No one.
Are you thinking of his deputy?
Listen. No one globally will want to go home after finishing his tour of duty and not want to be interested in someone that will keep the legacy, that will
protect his backyard. It's more of that.
Let's be honest. About that. And I'll tell you why.
Honorable. Let me hook you up there. It's not a matter of legacy. It's a matter of protection.
Ejmami, I tell it as it is.
Yes.
And I will only speak to what I know for the fact that I can defend. You can now infer from my comments. But whoever that will be going home, and in the case of Lagos, it happened in 2007. It happened in 2015. It happened in 2019. So what's the big deal?
Do you get a feeling that former governor, His Excellency, former governor Ambode, might want to make a return?
Well, I met with him once about 2 months ago. And I'm sure if he has anything up his sleeve as brothers, he will have said, Efo, Ejakasoro.
And he didn't say that?
No. So therefore, I don't think so.
Is religion playing any role in the next governorship?
Well,
does it have to be a Muslim?
Those who brought that machination in 2007 were the same people who brought it in 2015. Okay? They were the same people who brought it in 2019. I'm waiting to see them come back because they've gotten their fingers burnt. In Lagos, a code does not speak to where you come from or what religion you do.
Yeah.
I am an Aborigine. Not only that, a court traditionalist. And nobody, make me feel that I am not.
You're not accepted.
One of them.
Okay, we need to pick one or two calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Good morning to your guest.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, my take on this issue of the local government election. I noticed that most of the party members too, they don't even have a say. I will give you reasons. Some people were disqualified overnight. Their names were reinstated. So the party members, because I am very close to an insider, the party members themselves, they are like, obey the last order. And they don't even know where the order is coming from. Especially like in our own constituency now. They will tell you this is the constituency leader. And whatever the constituency leader says is final. So what they are going to kill to do now is just like mere exercise. So it's not as if there are no opposition in Lagos. There are oppositions, but they have been silent.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pastor Aduko. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning to welcome back.
Yes, thank you very much.
Esquire. Chief, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm always asking about you. Odogu, that is the chief I always ask about, Fuadoki.
Yeah.
Yoruba say, Shehu. When I hear him speak, I say, how did this chief find himself in APC? But nothing spoil. I have 3 people in APC. Whenever they run, come out to contest for any position, I will vote for them, I will convert for the vote. You want to ask me the names?
Go ahead.
Like the former governor you just mentioned, Ambode, and Chief himself, Chief Wadoki, then Wale Adeshaki. I think Chief will be hearing about that young man. He's the person we want in our local government, Ichire, but because of this Baba Tope, the young man cannot make any move. So, Chief, and you are the only gentleman I see in APC that always speak the truth. Thank you. God bless you, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you,
sir. Can you help me get Wale Adeshaki? I'd like to talk to him.
Okay.
I don't know why members of your party, I keep telling them I want to talk to the chairman, I keep get into it. there seems to be, looks like the fair with Jimi Disu is the beginning of wisdom. They need to understand that these things are not personal. What is this? You always come. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Can you? Yeah, we have man on the land speaking to you from Ekwe.
Yes.
There's this concern I'm having that they took the primary of the 20 local governments and the LCDs, to a location. Like taking the 36 state state primaries to Abuja for the APC. What is the opinion of your
wasn't taken to Abuja. I think it's taking place in Ogbabi. Honorable.
No, I'm just saying that it's like taking the primaries of the 36
okay.
And on a lighter note, Mr. Fuadoki seems to be synonymous with writing letter. He's the number 2 politician I know about writing letter. But we know the letter of Ebola who might be coming up May 29. When is his own next letter coming up? Thank you.
Okay, Honorable, let me ask you, you're very prolific. One can't take that from you. Very intelligent. But do you think that seriously your leaders take time out to digest those things that you put out there?
Okay.
Or are you just doing it just for history's sake? Do you get any reactions from the leaders?
In 1775, when Americans decided to federate, they all went to Pennsylvania to write a 16-page document called the United States Constitution. The man who did so much work, the name is Hamilton. At the last minute, at the point of signing, there was an issue of suffrage. He refused to sign. So he constituted what is called the Federalists, that we will continue to raise issue. We will continue to pray for caution. It is a responsibility. For posterity, it will be written that somebody said this and it came to pass.
Yeah.
So for me, whether people read it or not, it's not my problem. It is that I found some things wrong. I try to ventilate it from within, and because they do not seem to care or want to listen, I make it public for posterity, and that's the important thing for me.
Okay, let's take another caller. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
This is Peter from Mr.
Yes.
I want to ask Honorable, this student loan and achievement, and equally, presently when Tinubu is using his achievement, it seems student loan takes paramount of what he has done in the last 2 years. I want
student what, sir? Student loan?
Nelfund.
Nelfund.
Yes, is it an achievement?
It is. Before he answered, I say it is, sir. It is because if you had a child in university or whatever who would benefit from it.
Do you take loan when you go to the University of Lagos?
Yes, there were students' loan there. We need to be objective. Yes. I'm one of the greatest critics of this government, and one of the things that I can tell you for free is that the Nelfund is it might not be 1 second. I haven't finished, sir. It might not be satisfactory to the point that you want. But for those students who actually have had access to it, it has brought a change to their lives. So I like us to be very clear about this. I can criticize the government from now till kingdom come, but when it comes to the issue, we want our younger people, instead of roaming the city saying there's no money for that, let them go take the loan. When I was a student in 1975, there was a students loan board. There were, yes, there was a bursaries, there were loans.
NLSB, Alaka.
Well, I do. There was, yes. So please,
let Honorable help us to put water in Lagos. So water conservation has been
how many things do you want now? You talk one finish, you talk another one.
Okay, let's take a last. Let me quickly just 30 seconds answer him. World over, the way to encourage youth to get education is through financial aids and scholarships.
And grants and scholarships.
This government has done. Look, I read up to doctoral level because I had opportunities to take FAF, it's called in the United States, which got me. I went to an Ivy League and I read all that I could because I had the opportunity to access financial assistance fund. And I think this government has done well in bringing it back.
It is my belief that much as one is a critic of the government, want to encourage them to make it more robust. And it can be better, it can be fine-tuned to be better, but one likes to be very clear. I don't see anything wrong per se. Yes, it could be better, but I don't think he said it's because he's no longer saying don't pass the Rubicon. So,
but
let me take my last caller.
You still go to school to read.
Hello. Morning. Hello.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm the last caller. You kept me waiting while the Honorable was
Quickly,
talking.
please. We have just less than a minute to close the program.
Yeah, Mrs. Olawale from Aja.
Yes,
I want to commend Honorable Oki. I think this is the second time he's coming, and I know the first time he came, he had this concern that he was unable to reach the president, although he will keep talking. And I also called in to encourage him to keep talking to power, while we that are here too will also be voicing out, so that the president may succeed, so that the country might move forward.
Thank you very much.
I want to ask him whether so far has he been able to reach
I have to close the program. I'm sorry, I have to close the program.
Our concerns.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Right,
Honorable, you answer next time.
I believe the president is listening.
Okay, we have to close the program. I'd like to thank you very much for taking our time to come. I'd like a guarantee that you'll open the doors for other members of your party to please feel free to come here. There's no dog, but nothing is beating you here.
I will do that.
You will do that. Yes, it would be nice to have your party chairman, state party chairman.
I will also speak with him.
Okay, that's the way. That's all we're going to have today. God willing, on Tuesday, I'll be back as usual at 7:30 and then at 9 o'clock. Until then, be good. Don't touch that dial because another program comes up next. See you next week. Bye.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.